Wiley didn't bring me a chair, so I'm standing.
It's all right. AJ would stand, but the attic doesn't have enough headspace, especially with the size of head that he has. Let's dive in. Rece, we saw some of the clips on the TV here. We haven't got a chance to see them completely. Sit-down interview, you and Saban face-to-face. How long did you chat? What did you chat about? What's the biggest takeaway if you just want to kind of give us a brief on what we're potentially going to see?
I think we talked for 35, 40 minutes, somewhere in that neighborhood. We visited a little bit before the interview started as well. I think the biggest takeaway, Pat, was not really that much of a surprise in that this was extraordinarily difficult for him. But sort of true to his standard, the reason he said there are no health issues within the family, other than the fact that this season took a little bit more out of him than normal in terms of energy. And he wanted to make sure that he was able to go at a high standard. Potential new coaches coming in, players wanted to know, are you going to be there 3 years, 5 years? And he said, I couldn't be honest about that anymore because I didn't know. And he felt like that this was the right time.
Yeah, it had to be tough for him and Miss Terry. They're down in that Florida house, we thought, and he was potentially just looking out at the ocean, just like, this ain't bad.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Did he talk about anything in the future? Did you lead into that? What he's thinking? How will he get his football fix that we assume every football human, especially football lifer, is going to need?
I think he's really interested in doing broadcasting, and he did speak quite a bit about wanting to be an advocate for the good of the game, and whether that was to help find some parameters. He really emphasized that and really wanted it known. The NIL transfer portal stuff, that did not chase him out of coaching. I mean, I think he managed that pretty well over the last few years. But what he says is for it to be sustainable so that it's good for the players, that there needs to be some type of framework. And if he can be involved in any way in doing that, he wants to continue to have a voice. I think he said they were going to give him an office over at Bryant-Denny Stadium. He told the players, and you know me, Pat, I try to keep the language clean, but he said he told some of the players, I can get on your ass from there just as easily as I can from here.
Okay.
So, he's still going to be involved. And look, it's no secret. I think we know that he's really interested in broadcasting because he's really good at it. You guys see that every week when he joins you.
Yeah, we love him. They're talking about college football playoff, college football commissioner.
Ooh.
People are like, Saban needs to be the guy. And if you listen to anything he said all year to us, whenever we bring it up, it's like he has ideas. He has a passion to want to change it and fix it. And I think all of his players would go on the record saying he's always looked out for us. Even whenever he brought up the insurance policies for guys playing in bowl games and other things, it's like he would be the perfect human that I think has the resume that people would respect for him to be a potential one-voice potential go. The college football needs it. We all recognize that. Who knows how it's going to take place? I appreciate him thinking about that. Go ahead, AJ.
Rece, did you guys talk about who might be coming in as the new Alabama football coach? And does he have any say, or does he want to set somebody up? Like, did you guys get into that at all?
He didn't go into that per se. We talked a little bit about what the new coach might ask him about in terms of advice. I think a new coach would be a fool not to at least reach out and talk to him because he wants to be a resource and a sounding board for them. The one thing that struck me around it is that so many of the assistants said, look, whoever the new coach is, they'll put their own twist on it. They'll be their own man. They'll do their own personality, but the infrastructure is so sound and the people understand here what it takes and how to work that there will be a great opportunity for the next coach to have great success. And I think that's what Nick said that he wanted for the next coach, whoever that might be. I think that, he will offer advice and answer questions when asked. And I'm certain that he will be asked and probably already has been. And
should be. You work for ESPN, so you obviously have an SEC bias.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that.
Yep.
Of course.
SEC, ESPN, right?
That's right.
We know.
That's what they say.
Mm-hmm.
It's have the ACC network as well, have many others, but certainly SEC bias. And you're the host of College Game Day, so you have to be non-biased. Have to be. Okay, you're incredibly professional. You always have been. I feel like you shoot it straight regardless, which is why we all have so much respect for you. But as a human that did potentially graduate from the University of Alabama, how's the alumni? How's Alabama taking this? How are the boosters taking this potentially? Like, how is the ripple effect pretty much around Bama right now with the loss of the greatest college coach of all time that you can feel or sense?
I mean, I can't tell you how many messages I've had from, friends, people that I know well that are Alabama alums. There's a lot of anxiety because they know they're smart enough to know that you're not getting this again, no matter who you hire. This was the greatest dynasty in the history of the sport. Whether you want to count championships, whether you want to count consecutive 10-win seasons, postseason success, beating number one, whatever it is you want to count by, or if you just want to watch the play, it's the best dynasty that has ever existed in the sport. So they realize that it's almost impossible not to take some type of step back because I don't think you're going to see this type of dynasty again anywhere. But I think overall, Pat, there's an overwhelming sense of gratitude from the alums because people were laughing at Alabama. People got on national TV and radio and said, they're delusional. They'll never be what they think they're supposed to be. Look at those crazy people at the airport. Look at that crazy woman, dare to try to kiss Nick Saban when he got off the plane in 2007. And even the most rabid fanatic could not have envisioned the success that he's had over the last 17 years. So I think there's just an overwhelming sense of appreciation among almost all Alabama alums and fans.
Same thing's happening up in New England right now as well, and let alone the Pete Carroll situation.
Give me something.